it's a casual conversation.
Okay, two friends.
We'll just roll with it, yeah. We're talking with Alicia Mendez, expert in air freight in North America.
I started doing ocean freight first, always based in Los Angeles.
Okay. So you're based at LAX, one of the biggest points, the hubs of the world, and definitely for North America. If you were to give some tips to people about how to manage transit of freight through LAX.
Well, I think that we always have to keep in mind what the customer's needs are. You have several options. Obviously, we're always looking for the more direct service, not necessarily just for time critical, but always keeping in mind that we want to avoid going into hubs that could potentially be a black hole where you can lose freight. And I think that's where hubs work very well, especially places like LA that have so many options, not only into the Asian market, but even into Europe. We do have daily flights into Munich and Frankfurt out of LA.
Yeah.
So it becomes a crucial point and gateway to use for either time critical, time sensitive in your standard.
What about for our, lots of our clients in Mexico, right? So typically bringing freight over from Asia and it's got to go through LAX, and there's a lot of clients that get worried when it's going through LAX. How can you help solve their issues?
I think the planning is one of the first steps that we have to do, because we have to always bear in mind that we do not want to send anything from Asia on a direct airway bill. We always want to cut the airway bill in LA, and then we proceed to transfer the freight into an air mode, or we have the transportation of over-the-road ground expedites into Mexico. Never rely on a direct master all the way to final destination, because that becomes a huge hiccup in any gateways. I think it's our job to come up with the best solution. So we should know how to properly route, even in those instances where we want to do what we call a sky bridge. Is keeping in mind how would it work best.
Your project, what are kind of next steps?
Well, what we're working on is we are building the gateway and the console. We have to focus not only in Mexico, but LATAM will be very critical as well. Obviously, working with Asia Pacific is going to be extremely important as well. As far as airlines, is always, again, communication. Keeping the valuable relationships that we build through different conferences, and then is building volumes.
Sure.
We're starting from ground zero, and once we have developed a good traffic and they get to know us, that's going to allow us to open up doors for better negotiations and opportunities for all of our customers.
So how do you see the landscape of air freight really changing in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, the market has been volatile, to say the least. There's so many things that can affect conflicts, obviously political conflicts. I do see a lot of opportunity. Airlines obviously want to recuperate a lot of what they lost through the pandemic, so they are working very closely with different partners, opening up new lanes. So there's going to be a lot of more competition, which will work in our benefit. I think that if we're able to handle that very well.
Meet XPD Global, the fastest logistics experience. Meet us at xpdglobal.com.